Hello, everyone, and welcome to the prelude to the 1991 Throwbacks. We're in for what should be another astounding season as we head into what will be our 7th year of programming here in the Throwbacks and our 3rd full season on YouTube. So, to catch you guys all up on what changes happened since last time, well, this is going to be pretty easy. Ken Schrader, he's moved from the number 18 to the number 5. So there's Ken Schrader. Davey Allison is still in the 28. Darrell Waltrip, now an owner-driver, is in the 17. Mark Martin still in the 6. Harry Gant still in the 33. Elliott and Kulwicki, the defending series champion, was able to find some sponsorship at Atlanta. Clearly, clearly he impressed Hooters enough in order to get them to sign on for a sponsor. So here he is. He's already being sponsored by Hooters. Neil Bonnet is in his officially announced final season here in 1991 in that 21 Sitco Ford. It's unknown who's going to be coming in for 1992. Bill Elliott is still in the 9, just now sporting a Coolers Light paint scheme. Here we have Sterling Marlin, probably the biggest move. He's gone from the 94 to the 22, and he will be in the Maxwell House Ford Thunderbird. And then here we have Rusty Wallace in the number 2, coming from the number 27, but keeping his sponsor. Dale Earnhardt, he's still in the 3. Morgan Shepherd is still in the 15, no differences there. Ricky Rudd still in the 26. We have Geoff Bodine, he's still in the 75, just with the new sponsor. Ken Schrader's still in the 25. Ernie Irvan still in the 4. Kyle Petty is still in the 42. New sponsor. And Jimmy Spencer is going to move to the number 98 team that hosted Rick Mast the last 2 seasons. Where did Rick Mast go? Well, you're about to find out. So here's where Spencer is, number 98. We have Geoff Bodine in the number 11 for Thunderbird. That hasn't changed. Phil Parsons in the 1, that hasn't changed. Michael Waltrip in the number 30 with new sponsorship. Other than that, no change. And then we have Rick Mast in the number 8 Buick for the Stavola brothers. So Rick Mast is now in the number 8. Derek Cope, he's still in the 10. And of course, Ron Moroso is still in the 20. No changes there. Terry Labonte hooks up with old-time owner Billy Hagan. They almost had a championship season in '84. That didn't exactly pan out. They ended up finishing 3rd that year, only behind the ever-so-dominant Bill Elliott and Harry Gant. Hutch Strickland, he's still in the 12, sporting a new sponsor. One of the 4 rookies this season, Bobby Hamilton, will be in the number 68 Country Time Oldsmobile. Mickey Gibbs will be in the number 24 instead of the number 01, also with the Air Force sponsorship on it. Wally Dallenbach will be the second of the 4 rookies. He takes over for Judy Dawn Levy's car. And we have Dave Marcus. He's still in the 71. He'll be sponsored by the Coast Guard. Stanley Smith is the 3rd of the 4 rookies that we'll come across. He's in the number 49 Buick car, owner-driver deal. And Dick Trickle's still in the 66. Richard Petty, obviously still in the 43. He says he does not have plans of retiring this season. And Ted Musgrave is the last of the 4 rookies. He's in the DK Ulrich number 55 machine. Bobby Hillen Jr. ends up going to a makeshift team in the number 76 team. And Chad Little is still in the 19. Dale Jarrett, who got kicked out of the Rod Osterlund line, and then Rod Osterlund ended up folding his team. He's now with the number 32 as an owner-driver deal. And Eddie Bierschwale will move over to Jimmy Means' ride. Jeff Purvis will take over the number 51. Greg Sachs will be in the number 47. Larry Pearson with a new team in the number 41, Larry Hendricks. And Lake Speed will be in the number 83 Prestone Oldsmobile, just like last year. Now, here is the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
Had to rush a little there at the end, but I thought that timing worked out pretty well. So here's the rules to the Prelude. Well, it's pretty simple. It's just like any other race, just instead of the race being 50 laps long, like the Daytona 500 will be. This race is only going to be 20 laps long, so it's a sprint race. Along with the duels, that will also be a sprint race. However, the only difference here is that this is a non-points race, obviously. This is just the kickoff of Speed Weeks to start our celebration here for the start of the 1991 season. And this is a huge start. Anyways, the pace car is now coming off of turn number 4 after completing one circuit around this 2.5 mile super speedway tri-oval here in Daytona Beach. The pace car dives down into pit road. Ken Schrader is going to lead them all down to take the green flag here from Daytona. The green flag is out and we are underway. Welcome to the Throwbacks in 1991. Yeah, Bill Elliott is out there. He's in the blue number 9 Ford Thunderbird. Right now, Ken Schrader, he is leading there in the number 5. Definitely having no issues leading this pack. Former teammate Darrell Waltrip's going to hook up behind him, it seems. But no, here comes Harry Gant down to the bottom, and they're going to go 3 wide. Schrader looking good, but he gets loose coming off of turn number 4. Here comes Gant down low. He was the winner of the 1984 Prelude to the Throwbacks, as well as the winner of the 1984 Daytona 500. Gant is going to lead lap number 1. So Gant is going to be the leader of the first lap, albeit unofficially, of the 1991 season, as Bonnet will take the lead going down the back straightaway. This will be his final season in the Throwbacks, his final Daytona 500. This will be it. Sterling Marlin now taking over the lead here, coming off of turn number 4. Remember, he's the big acquisition. He's now driving the number 22 Maxwell House Ford Thunderbird. That's a Junior Johnson car. So we all know how good Junior Johnson equipment is. Well, now Junior Johnson's got 2 cars. The first time he's running a multi-man operation. Richard Childress, he's the owner of that number 3 car. Dale Earnhardt, he wants to have a resurgent season after being very, very disappointing last year, even though he got 3 wins. They were spread very far apart. He got back-to-back wins at the end of the season at Rockingham and Phoenix, at least to have a very strong closing out. He almost won at Atlanta too. However, it was a very long struggle through the middle of the season for Earnhardt. So it definitely was not one of Earnhardt's better seasons last year in 1990. Meanwhile, Tim Richmond, he's going to go underneath the current leader, Geoff Bodine. Remembering not too long ago, Geoff Bodine, he almost won the Daytona 500 back in 1989. Alas, it was not to be. And now Rusty Wallace, the man who doesn't have any of the luck on the super speedways, he's now getting pushed to the lead here, being pushed by Kyle Petty, Geoff Bodine, Bill Elliott, Ernie Irvan, all down on that low line. Just listen to those names. I mean, 4 out of those 5 names have a legitimate shot at winning the championship this season. I think Kyle Petty's still a year out yet. But man, Rusty Wallace, Geoff Bodine, Bill Elliott, Ernie Irvan. You gotta figure Irvan was a huge breakout star. Was the breakout star for the ages last season. He ended up finishing 3rd in points with his first season with Morgan McClure, and he picked up 3 victories. It's about as picture perfect of a debut season as you would want if you were racing here in the Cup Series. It was a fantastic coming out party by Irvan, and he definitely wants to repeat his success here in 1991. Excuse me, Irvan was 4th in points, not 3rd. My bad. The man who was 3rd in points is this guy, number 11, Geoff Bodine, who enjoyed his best career performance despite only having 1 win. And even then, that was a bit of a fluke. He held the championship points lead on several occasions last season despite not having a win. And he hung in there for the longest time until the DNF bug ended up getting him. Now you can see Irvan's going to go to the lead. Terry Labonte down there on the bottom with the number 94. You have Geoff Bodine and Hutch Strickland up top, the number 11 and the number 12 cars. Other cars in that bottom lane come in. You got the 98 of Spencer, 15 of Morgan Shepherd, defending series champion, number 7, Elliott and Kulwicki. You have the 21 of Bonnet, and then behind them you have the 2 rookies, number 90, Wally Dallenbach, and the number 68, Bobby Hamilton. So a couple of rookies coming our way here at the bottom of the track. Terry Labonte, he ended up having a 1-year deal with Hendrick there in 1990, sort of acting as a transitional ride as he left Junior Johnson. He ended up swapping rides. Junior Johnson, he went to Junior Johnson's car. I mean, he went out of Junior Johnson's car and went to Hendrick. Bodine went out of Hendrick to go to Junior Johnson. And that trade went very well, I would say, for both drivers. Terry Labonte also had a really good season last year, also picking up multiple wins. So we'll see how Terry Labonte does with his reunion with Hagan, however. Meanwhile, Morgan Shepherd, he's jumped out to a pretty nice lead in the Budmore Engineering Ford. Elliott and Kulwicki in 2nd, Neil Bonnet 3rd. And there's our 2 rookies. Wally Dallenbach is in 4th, and Bobby Hamilton in 5th. Behind him, former Daytona 500 winner Rick Mast in what will be 6th. And then next in the bottom line, the 1986 Daytona 500 winner, Tim Richmond. So definitely some experience pushing these rookies here to the front. Wally Dallenbach, he ends up going into the middle lane. Probably not a good idea. 3 wide for the 2nd position. Here comes Bobby Hamilton down on the bottom. Look at how close to that wall Bonnet is running. And now Hamilton slips up the track. It looks like 2nd's all he's going to get. And now Gant is going to move into the 2nd position. All of this battling for 2nd is going to be huge for Morgan Shepherd, as he can pretty much take a break. We'll see how much of a break he can end up taking. Tim Richmond, he's now in 3rd. Meanwhile, a whole cluster of positions. Look at this. 3 abreast going back there, 4th on back. That is an absolutely incredible sight. Tim Richmond, though, looks like he might have this race under control, as he's now going to take 2nd away from Harry Gant. Gant's teammate, Phil Parsons, is now coming up in that number 1 car. And Gant's now going to move down. We've got teammates potentially here with the Jackson brothers owning the 33 and the 1 respectively, and they might be going to the lead here coming through turns number 1 and 2. Gant's going to take the lead. He's being pushed by his teammate Parsons. And Parsons wants the lead for his own. Phil Parsons, he's being pushed by Chad Little, Michael Waltrip, Ken Schrader, and others. Doesn't look like Chad Little is going to be able to get around, and Phil Parsons is going to easily take this lap lead. We're already past halfway in this race on lap number 12 of 20 here in the 1991 Prelude to the Throwbacks. Michael Waltrip is now moving up to the lead, and he has a couple of very near super speedway wins, but they never came through. The new sponsor of Pennzoil, we'll see if that will end up helping the team. And now we've got the big guys coming. Ken Schrader, Sterling Marlin, Dale Earnhardt, Geoff Bodine. All 4 of these guys know how to get it done on the big tracks. Ken Schrader, he doesn't have any wins on super speedways per se, but he does have several outstanding performances. Sterling Marlin got his first and only career win in the fall 1986 Talladega race while driving, I believe it was for the for the number 1 team. You have Geoff Bodine. He was driving for Rick Hendrick when he won the Daytona 500 in 1989. And of course, Dale Earnhardt with his emotional Daytona 500 win in 1988. They're slipping back, though, as Marlin continues to be at the point. So Sterling Marlin now in the lead. That bottom line looking less impressive by the minute. Dave Marcus, Dick Trickle. Geoff Bodine goes down to the bottom. And now Geoff Bodine is going to take the lead here, coming off of turn number 2. Again, Geoff Bodine. Now we've got the 2 Junior Johnson cars. 1-2 here with Sterling Marlin and Geoff Bodine at the point. We'll see if Marlin can drop down in front of the 71. He can't. You can bet he wants to, though. That 22 car is really fast, and there's a lot of fast cars in that top lane. You've got Schrader, you've got Earnhardt up there. Those 2 cars don't those 3 cars, I should say, don't exactly slack. It's going to be interesting to see how powerful that 22 car is. And right now, we're going to say it's pretty powerful. Dick Trickle going down to the inside of the 71 of Marcus. That's making it 3 wide for the 2nd position. Your leader is still Geoff Bodine, as I think Ken Schrader was thinking about making it 4 wide there on the outside. That wouldn't necessarily work. And now we have the 2 Junior Johnson cars hooked up, bumper to bumper, going through turns 3 and 4 here. And that is going to be bad news if they decide to end up working together. Of course, this is a winner-takes-all race. Prize money of $450,000 on the line today. So, big money being offered for the winner and winner only. Meanwhile, Darrell Waltrip comes out of nowhere to end up getting to the inside of Marlin, and it looks like he's going to have enough momentum to also get alongside Bodine going into turn number 3. That push by Terry Labonte in the 94 was something that was incredible. Who could have saw that coming? Meanwhile, Labonte is, no, he cannot get around the 17, and now Darrell Waltrip is the leader. Darrell Waltrip, he won the Daytona 500 last year. Can he become a back-to-back winner? His car looks very strong here in the Prelude. Remember, more than half the times, well, actually exactly half the times whenever we've had the Prelude, The winner of the Prelude's gone on to win the Daytona 500. Pretty much that only breaks if your name is Geoff Bodine. The 2 times that he's won the Prelude, he hasn't won the 500. And the 1 time he did win the 500, he didn't win the Prelude. Everyone else has swept the Prelude and the 500. Including including the first 3 years of the Prelude. Where you had Harry Gant sweep the Prelude in the 500, and then you had Greg Sachs sweep the Prelude in the 500, and then you had Richmond sweep the... No, not 86. It was not 86. It was, because Geoff Bodine won it in 86. It was, 87, where Bill Elliott swept the Prelude in the Daytona 500. Yeah, it was 87, my bad. So 87. Elliott ended up winning the Prelude. He ended up going on to win the 500, but he won that Prelude in rather dominating order. Meanwhile here, I can't really say anyone's really dominated this race or has really stood out, with the exception of Geoff Bodine in the 11. He's really the only one that I can say, wow. Well, 2 laps to go, and I think that a small market team's going to be very, very happy. Man, we've got Hutch Strickland, Ted Musgrave, Mickey Gibbs. We've got Larry Pearson coming up. Jeff Purvis in the 51. Yeah, we've got a lot of people eligible to win this race, and it's pretty much side-by-side action. They're 4 abreast back there. Whoa! White flag. Man, this pack is running really tight. The only driver that has lost a draft is Rick Mast in the 8. That is incredible. Morgan Shepherd in the 15 starting to pull away. Rookie Ted Musgrave trying to become the first rookie to win the Prelude. That ain't gonna happen. Here comes Mickey Gibbs down to the bottom. I think that'll seal it for Shepherd. That should seal it for Morgan Shepherd. Morgan Shepherd will come off of turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air. Number 15, Bud Moore's going back to victory lane. Morgan Shepherd will win the Prelude to the 1991 Throwbacks. And that has to definitely be considered a phenomenal run by an ageless driver for sure. Morgan Shepherd will win the Prelude to the 1991 Throwbacks. So that's pretty good. Anyways, here's the official standings from first all the way to last. You can see drivers that did really well ended up falling all the way to the back. Elliott in 37th, Kulwicki in 34th, Schrader in 32nd, Tim Richmond in 30th. They fell way back. Even Geoff Bodine, who was doing really well there in those last few laps, he ended up 22nd. So some of these drivers really dropped back. And it'll be interesting to see if the Daytona 500 will mimic the same strategy. But next time that we're live, we're going to take you the 2 dual races. We'll see you then.